All in the downs the fleet was moored, banners waving in the wind, when black-eyed Susan came aboard and eyed the burly men. Tell me, ye sailors, tell me true, if my sweet William sails with you. Welcome to our latest Wonderful Plant Wednesday. I'm Sarah Babulis, Habitat Project Coordinator for the Partnership of the Delaware Estuary. And here on Wonderful Plant Wednesday, we talk about native plants that you can plant in your yard to help support clean water, healthy habitats, and strong communities throughout the Delaware Estuary. All something that native plants can help us do. I hope everyone made it through those storms okay, and all your plants too. I think I'm doing good over here. Everybody looks good, happy. So let's get to today's plant. So today's plant, I'm actually going to start today with a poem. All in the downs the fleet was moored, banners waving in the wind, when black-eyed Susan came aboard and eyed the burly men. Tell me, ye sailors, tell me true, if my sweet William sails with you. This is an English poem from 1700s, early 1700s by John Gay, which mentions our star today, Black-Eyed Susan, which I posted. I think we posted on our site that this was Rudbeckia fulgida, and I think it is, but it might have a chance of being Rudbeckia hirta as well. Rudbeckia hirta usually has hairy stems. This one doesn't have particularly hairy stems, but it is the right shape. So I'm not sure. I'm not a botanist, guys. I'm an ecologist, so I do my best with the IDing of the plants. Usually I'm right, I think. But this one, again, they're pretty hard to tell apart. And there's actually another one, Rudbeckia triloba, which I will show you in a minute, that I have in my garden right across the way here. So we'll look at that one too. But anyway, so this is Rudbeckia, I think fulgida, Black-Eyed Susan, or orange cone flower. Rudbeckia is named after a botanist who was friends, Olaf Rudbeck, the younger and the older, who were friends with Carl Linnaeus, who gave the Latin names to many of our plants that we have over in Sweden. They're Swedish botanists, and they had a botanic garden and things like that, and they were just friends. So named this genus after them. Fulgida refers to the glistening or shiny leaves, which I do think it has pretty shiny green leaves. And then hirta, if it's hirta, is hairy for the stems and the leaves, but it's not too hairy. So, but with all that said, both of them have a lot of cultivars that are available in the trade and are they probably hybridize and breed readily with each other, and there's a lot of cultivars. And this one, if you cannot tell, just popped up. It's not in a garden in my yard. It just popped up here by the edge of the driveway. I'm gonna try to move it, but I didn't even plant it. I've been, I did it as Rudbeckia fulgida, but who knows. But either way, both are native, generally native, and the third one, Rudbeckia triloba, is also regionally native, perhaps not exactly to Delaware here, but in the general region. They are a great garden plant. Like you can these are so available in the trade and things like that. You can get them at any nursery in different varieties. Most look pretty similar. They'll just have different, maybe slightly different color or shapes, those sorts of things. Nothing too crazy. Black-Eyed Susan, like I said, refers to that poem that I just read. That is an English poem, but when Black-Eyed Susan, she was crying, so she had black eyes, so obviously these guys have black eyes. And Sweet William is a wildflower from Europe, and they bloom at the same time. Sweet Williams have been brought over here, and Rudbeckia is very common in Europe as well, and they bloom around the same time, so they were thought maybe, that poem refers to them, the lovers, like trying to find each other, and because they bloom at the same time, we get that name, Black-Eyed Susan, with Sweet Williams. Sweet Williams, like I said, not native to Europe, but a common They are a great garden plant. They bloom for a long time, June through October. I'm sure you've all seen these ones before and know them. It's a common garden flower, but a lot of people might not know it's a native. But they do great in the garden. Deer resistant, drought tolerant, do well in clay, do well in dry soil, bloom till October. They like full sun. When they're new, you might want to water them a little better than normal so that they can get established. Oh, did you see the butterfly? Maybe he's going to come join us here. Many cultivars available. If you can get the native one or just some seeds, they seed so well and they sometimes take over, but I don't know how you would find that bad. You know, only in limited situations. Who doesn't want like a mat of these bright yellow flowers that are so pretty? They do great for wildlife, bees and butterflies, and everybody just loves them. I've seen a lot of little guys around them. There's ants on them and things. The seeds are adored by birds with a lot of different, there's other purple coneflower you might be familiar with as well. Also not related, but also favorite seeds for the birds. I see goldfinches and other house finches on them in the fall when they're mature. Good in mass. I don't mind if they seed everywhere. I do find a lot of seedlings over in my other bed. Lots of different habitats they do well. You can deadhead them to get a rebloom, but like I said, the birds love the seeds, so try to leave some. If you want to deadhead a few that are in an area where you see a lot of them, maybe you could do that, but definitely leave some for the birds in the fall. Several moth caterpillars eat the foliage, but not to like a detrimental effect. You probably will not notice it, but they are home to some moth caterpillars. And they do get better, more blooms if they're in more moisture, but that's not necessarily, but they will do fine in dry as well. So this is Rudbeckia, I think fulgida, maybe Hirta, and I just I'm going to take a little trip to show you. This is Rudbeckia triloba, which is looking great right now. It has much smaller flowers than the other one. It's much taller. It's much bushier. That's okay with me for here. It is easy to identify this one because it has leaves, trilobes, 3 trilobes, if you can see that there. The bottom leaves usually. But it's some little smaller flowers, but I like it. Both make good cut flowers if you want to bring some in as well. And these ones, they're all called Black-Eyed Susan, sometimes orange coneflower, or brown-eyed Susan occasionally. They all generally mean the same plant, genus Rudbeckia. Okay, so that's it for Rudbeckia, guys. I don't see any questions. But if you no matter where you see this, feel free to leave your questions and I will find them and answer them when I see it, either on Facebook Live, we'll share it to our series page, Instagram TV, maybe on Twitter, I'm not sure. So wherever you see it though, I will find it and answer your questions if you have any about Rudbeckia. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.